And in the Simmental show this morning, your premier exhibitor goes to Tyler Lundy. And over here in the East Ring this afternoon, we're going to go ahead and start with our Shorthorn show, Class 4, early spring bull calves, if they'd go ahead and make their way to the ring. And percentage Simmental exhibitors, we are getting ready to start the show back here in a few minutes. So if those Class 5, 6, and 7 junior heifer calves would go ahead and make their way to the makeup ring, we'll get started here in the next couple of minutes with the percentage show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting out our Shorthorn show with bull calves, and we begin this morning with an April bull calf. Really a stylish, eye-appealing, structurally correct individual, really long in his spine, really square in his hip, just gets out and moves real free and easy. He'll be fun to see back here later at a champion drive. This is a class winner and a division champion. So congratulations, a really good way to start our show this morning.
Results from Class 4 early spring bull calves here in the Shorthorn show. First goes to Valley Vista Farms of Scottsburg, Indiana, with entry number 4528, and they will also be your early spring bull calf champion. We're now showing Class 10 winter bull calves.
We've got a single entry to start our percentage Simmental show here in our heifer calf portion of the show, but I think we've got a really good female to start. I really like this one. This one's really striking from the side. She's really neat in terms of her head and neck junction, really long and level down her top, opens up to a really nice center body dimension for this age of the game. Gets around the ring exceptionally well. Let's congratulate this young lady for a high quality percentage Simmental female this morning.
And results from Class 5 in the percentage Simmental show junior heifer calves. First in First Kentucky goes to Oliver Gripsover of Auburn, Kentucky, with entry number 4088. We're now showing Class 6 junior heifer calves with 3 entries.
Okay, in our second class we have a November bull, big dark red spotted bull, again, really straight line calf, really straight and strong in his top. Like to make him a little tighter at the top of his shoulders, maybe give him a little more stoutness and power, but a real long-bodied, extended calf is real straight in his lines.
Results from the Shorthorn show in Class 10. First in First Kentucky Proud goes to Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky, with entry number 6672. We're now showing Class 11 senior bull calves with 1 entry.
Real nice September bull here that could sure stand a lot more competition. Bull is really big in his top line, great big hip and hind leg in this calf, real real big in his stifle. A bull with lots of natural thickness and fleshing ability. Gets out and moves real free and easy. A real long-sided extended bull. Really clean and fresh in his front end. Bull has got a lot of future. We'll see him back here in a minute for division. Congratulations. Nice calf.
Results from Class 11 senior bull calves in the Shorthorn show. First in First Kentucky goes to Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky with entry number 1592. We're now showing for senior bull calf champion. And as those enter the ring, we'll go ahead and take a moment to introduce our judge this morning. For this morning's Shorthorn and Shorthorn Plus shows, Dr. Ken Culp from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Currently, he's the Principal Extension Specialist with 4-H Youth Development at the University of Kentucky. Collegiately, he attended Purdue University, where he obtained all 3 degrees and was a member of the 1978 National Champion Livestock Judging Team there, and then from the years of 1983 to 1985 was the coach at Purdue. Alongside his family, they have 4 generations active on their family operation known as Grand Ole Place Farms, with divisions in Kentucky, Indiana, and Montana, with the goal of raising Key Angus and Hereford cattle. Ken also had the opportunity to serve 4 terms on the American Chianina Association's Board of Directors in the various roles of chairman and secretary for a total of 10 years. And now he gets the opportunity to consult with livestock breed associations on long-range planning and staff and board development. So let's go ahead and give Dr. Ken Culp a welcome to our Shorthorn and Shorthorn Plus show this morning.
We come into our second division with a real nice pair of bulls. Bulls that are both really long and extended in their profile, really straight in their lines, structurally correct and symmetrical. We're going to use a dark red bull for your champion. Just a thicker, meatier, heavier muscled, easier fleshing bull, more powerful and stouter and more robust, and a bull that I just see having a lot of contribution to make to many different segments of the industry. For a reserve, we'll use the white-legged bull. Again, bull that's really long and slim in his neck, really flat and smooth in his shoulder, not quite as stout or powerful as the champion bull, but nice pair. Congratulations.
Well, back on our Simmental side, we've got a really good trio of percentage females out here. I think it gets a little closer on the top end for me, but this young man's red heifer I really like in terms of her overall presence out here. I really like the squareness of hooks to pins this female has, and she's probably the most upright in terms of the way her neck comes out high up out of the top side of her shoulder. Really good in terms of how her chest tucks back into her. You know, maybe not quite as deep as compared to the young man's heifer in second, but I really like the angularity this female has relative to the heifer in second. I really like the big outline female here in 2. She's really opened up in terms of her center body. I really like this one. When we put this one in motion, she really grabs a lot of ground off of both ends. I'd like to maybe elevate her in terms of her front third, how it ties out on the top side of her shoulder, make her just a little bit more stronger and truer from hooks to pins as far as the width of structure, but that one's a really good productive female for the young man. Really good red baldy heifer, really long-sided, long-fronted female. I maybe want to just set her tail head down and ever so slightly, maybe square her up in terms of her muscle dimension. She gets just a little rounder. She's got a lot of shape and dimension to it, just gets a little bit more round in her muscle design for me. A really good trio of females in that class.
Results from your senior bull calf division in the Shorthorn show. Champion goes to Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky with entry number 1592, and reserve goes to Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky with entry number 6672. We are now showing late spring yearling bulls in the Shorthorn show. And results from Class 6 in the percentage Simmental heifer show. First in First Kentucky goes to Adam Miller of Eminence, Kentucky with entry number 6270. Second in Second Kentucky goes to Tyler Lundy of Springfield, Kentucky with entry number 4520. And third to Owen Gripshover of Auburn, Kentucky. We're now showing Class 7 junior heifer calves with 2 entries.
Testing. There we go. This is a single entry and a division, a June bull calf, really a deep-sided, soggy made calf with lots of internal volume and capacity, real soft, made in his pattern. Big foot bull, like to make him just maybe a little bit cleaner in the front and lower 1/3 of his body, but a bull that really has a lot of internal volume and growth and performance. Congratulations.
Results from Class 15 in the Shorthorn show. First in First Kentucky goes to Houston Gillenwater of Tompkinsville, Kentucky, with entry number 5925, and he will also be your intermediate division champion. Also, reaching back to our purebred Simmental show this morning after the calculation, your premier breeder for this morning's show goes to Jordan Stevens of Ewing, Kentucky.
Well, as we get a little deeper in the heifer calves, I think these two are probably, this is the most competitive class that I've seen out here today. These two cattle are awesome in terms of their build. The one I'm going to start with a young man, this heifer's really good in terms of his flexibility and structure. Really opens up a tremendous amount of center body. And with that being said, she's really smooth and feminine through that shoulder, up through her head and neck region. You know, one that maybe gets just a little easy at times in terms of her top line. That's getting really picky on a high quality female. I really like the maternal aspect that female brings for us today in this particular drive. And that's not to take anything away from the second place heifer. This one's striking when you put her on the stand. She's really thick in terms of her build. I really like her out of that. This one comes out of the top side of her blades. Really thick ended type female that's really square in her overall design. A female, as you compare that one to the class winner, I like to maybe just soften her up on those hind two as she goes around the ring. Maybe give her just a little bit more depth as compared to the first one, but those are two high quality females. Congratulations to those two exhibitors.
Real nice redneck run March bull calf. Really athletic, a real thick, meaty, heavy muscle bull, really lean in his design. Gets out and takes a really long, far-reaching stride. Like to make him a little leveler in his hip and square on his top line, but there's really a good, useful, extended bull that has lots of value to offer. Congratulations.
Results from your percentage Simmental show in Class 7. First goes to Trey Davis of Iowa, South Carolina, with entry number 3865, and second goes to Colin Cook of Springfield, Tennessee, with entry number 6869. We are now showing for Junior Heifer Calf Champion. Also in results from Class 18 early spring yearling bulls in the Shorthorn show. First in First Kentucky goes to Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky, with entry number 2481. We're now showing Class 19 junior yearling bulls.
As we get our first division out here in the percentage Simmental drive, a really good set of heifer calves out here in this particular division. Young lady out of the first class, really youthful in terms of her build, really cool through her front third, really sleek and neat and ladylike through her front third. You know, maybe not quite as opened up in terms of maturity as compared to the two right behind her, but this one gets really good for this young lady down the road. I really like the young man's out of the second class. You know, really strong and level down her top, really square out of her hooks to pins. You know, maybe not quite as deep in terms of her lower body as compared to the one right behind her, but I think this one's got a lot of future for this young man. This one will do nothing but get better with time. That last class, there was two heaters in there. I thought young man's heifer excelled that class in terms of her depth and dimension, maybe femininity through her front third. I thought the second place heifer in that class was really unique in terms of her dimension, really smooth and angular. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause. Two exhibitors out of this last class are going to be your champion reserve, two high quality females. Congratulations.
Big stout February bull here to lead off our next class with. Big heavy bone, big footed calf. Like to make him a little bit deeper in his flank, but really a long fronted bull, long spine that gets out and moves and takes a real long sound stride. We'll see him again here in just a minute for division. Congratulations.
Results from your junior heifer calf division of the Percent Simmental show. Your champion goes to Trey Davis of Iowa, South Carolina, with entry number 3865, and reserve goes to Colin Cook of Springfield, Tennessee, with entry number 6869. We're now showing Class 10 late senior heifer calves with one entry. Also on your Shorthorn side, results from Class 19. First and First Kentucky goes to Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky. And we are now showing for champion for Division Junior Yearling Bull.
We've got a single entry here as we get further in our percentage semi show here today, but this female can stand a lot of competition. This one's absolutely elegant when you study her, when this young lady gets her parked. I really like the freshness of design this female has. For a female of this stature and maturity, this one's super tremendous in terms of her body cavity. She's really dimensional in terms of her lower third. Female that I think can stand a lot of competition, one that gets around the ring exceptionally well off of both ends. We'll be anxious to see her back out here shortly. Congratulations.
Also
Nice pair of bulls here for our division. I'm going to use the redneck roan bull here in front. Bigger, stouter bull. Bull that I think has more natural width and dimension down his top. Bull that's probably deeper and softer in his flank. Has the advantage in terms of skeletal dimension. Would like to see a little more uniformity in his testicular distension. The gray roan bull is going to be reserved. A real athletic bull. Bull that's it comes to us in his working clothes. Really long-bodied, long-strided calf. Probably has the advantage of being a little higher and square out over his pins. He'll be reserved. Congratulations to these exhibitors.
Results from your junior yearling bull show in the Shorthorn division. Champion goes to Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky, with entry number 2481, and your reserve is Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky, with entry number 6673. Also, the results from the Kentucky-owned division, junior heifer calf division in the Percent Simmental show. Your champion goes to Adam Miller, and reserve goes to Oliver Gripshover. We are now showing Class 11 early senior heifer calves with 4 entries. And on the Shorthorn side, we are now showing Class 23 2-year-old bulls with 1 entry.
Single entry in our 2-year-old, big, long-bodied red bull, really long and extended. Doesn't quite have as much fit and bloom on him as the bulls we've seen here in the earlier classes, but really long and extended in his neck, flat and smooth in his shoulder, real angular in his appearance.
Results from Class 23 2-year-old bulls. First in First Kentucky goes to Addie Mae Williams of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, with entry number 5844. She was also your senior yearling division champion bull. We're now selecting champion Shorthorn bull.
We've got a really good set of females in the fall drive here. With that being said, I think the young lady's Baldy female is going to start the class. I think she excels this particular drive in terms of her style and balance. I really like the neatness of design this female has. She's really neat through her front 1/3. I like the freshness of condition the young lady has brought for us. I really like the lower shape that she has through her underline. Really good at the ground when we put her in motion. You know, you could maybe just nitpick on this one ever so slightly. Maybe want to open her up in terms of her forerib design. But that's a really high quality female to start this particular drive with. I really like the larger outline female in second. This one's really big footed, big bone. I really like the softness that this one possesses. You know, when we put this one in motion, she gets a little more mechanical the way she goes out of those hind two. I like to just loosen her up, make her just go just a little bit more with a little bit more comfort on reach off of both ends to get up any higher in this class today. Really good red heifer the young man has here. Really long-sided, long hip female. I really just need to just make this one a little more shapely in terms of her middle third. Make her just a little bit more agile when she goes around the ring to get up any higher. Really nice trio of females in that drive.
Results from Class 11 early senior heifer calves. First in First Kentucky goes to Boone Snedeker of Mount Sterling, Kentucky, with entry number 6949. Second in Second Kentucky goes to Amelia Gripshover of Auburn, Kentucky, with entry number 4092. And third goes to Oliver Gripshover of Auburn, Kentucky, with entry number 4075. We are now showing for senior heifer calf champion.
Was we get the class winners out here in our fall heifer calf division. Two extremely high quality baldy females out of the two classes. Young ladies heifer out of that first class. I love this one in terms of her internal dimension that she has. She's so opened up through the center portion of her rib. When you get behind her, she's got a lot of muscularity, still while maintaining a really youthful feminine package. Really neat and angular in terms of her front third. Just a super high quality complete female in that class. Young ladies heifer out of the second class. Really striking from the side, really longer spine. She's maybe just a little longer spine as compared to that class winner, but maybe not quite as I talked in class, is opened up in terms of her forerib. Female that's really square and angular in her build. Two tremendously high quality females. Let's give them a big round of applause. I'll show you how I like them in this division.
Testing. Really a nice lineup here. Nice quintet of bulls here for our champion lineup. The April bull calf here up here on the front end is sure a fancy little rascal. Really, really long and extended and just as structurally correct as you could design one. Gets out and moves really, really free and easy. Might like to make him a little bit deeper, but you know, he's only 5 months old and he's really fancy. I like that calf a lot. The September bull, the dark red bull here in second, really a fault-free complete calf. Lots of width and dimension down his top, really big hip and stifle in this bull. If I could change him, I'd probably like to make him a little bigger footed and stouter featured, but there's really a really, really good rascal. The May bull here coming in third, trying to get parked, is really the deep-sided, soggy made bull with lots of internal volume. He's really soft. He's really easy moving. I'd like to make him just a little cleaner and neater in the front and lower one-third of his body. The redneck roan bull that's just circling here, again, another big top athletic bull. Doesn't quite have as much flank depth as the bull certainly right in front of him, and maybe not quite as high out over his pins when he gets out and moves. But there's really a long-sided, extended, athletic bull, really big-footed, stout-featured, still really clean-fronted. And then the big red 2-year-old bull at the end coming to us in his working class. A really long-sided, extended bull, lots of length. Just like to see a little more bloom on him. For your champion, gets to be pretty difficult. I'm going to use a September bull. Congratulations.
Results from your senior heifer calf division in the Percent Simmental Show. Champion goes to Bella Snediger of Mount Sterling, Kentucky with entry number 6787, and reserve goes to Boone Snediger of Mount Sterling, Kentucky with entry number 6949. We're now showing Class 18 April Junior Yearling heifers. Results from your Shorthorn Bull show. Your champion and champion Kentucky comes from Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky with entry number 1592. Your reserve champion bulls, also your reserve champion Kentucky, is Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky with entry number 2481. We're now moving into the heifer show in the Shorthorn ring with class number 31 early spring heifer calves with 1 entry. Correction, the next class will be class number 32 early spring heifer calves with 1 entry.
A really good class over here on the percent semi side. With that being said, I think we've got a really logical place to start in this particular drive. Young lady's heifer is going to win the class. Tremendously long-sided female, really square and angular in her build, really fresh in terms of her condition. I really like how that one ties into the point of her shoulder. Really tremendously feminine in terms of her front end design, and still opens up with a nice shape to her rib. Gets around the ring adequately well today. Just a super complete, high-quality female to win this particular drive. Really powerful, constructed female here in second. Female's got tremendously wide skeletal structure. With that being said, when we put this one in motion, she wants to get just a little tentative on the move. Maybe I want to make her go just a little bit easier off of those two to get any higher today. But a high-quality female would be a nice female to get in production for that young lady. Congratulations.
Results from Class 18, April Junior Yearling Percentage Simmental Heifers. First Kentucky goes to Samantha Pico of Ewing, Kentucky with entry number 2361. Second goes to Maria McIntosh of DeGraff, Ohio with entry number 7148. We're now showing Class 19 March Junior Yearling Heifers with 2 entries. Entering the ring on the Shorthorn side is Class 35 Junior Heifer Calves with 2 entries.
Again, over here on our Simmental side, I think we got 2 really high-quality females out here in this particular class. Young lady's heifer that's going to win the class, with a larger outlined heifer. You know, she's a little larger than some guys might like, but I think this one, those big cattle, I think you can tone them down one generation. And with that being said, this one's really good in her build. Big-footed, big-boned, really fluid in her movement off of both ends, really opened up in terms of her muscularity, really wide in her pin set, really square in terms of her hooks to pins, and then still really attractive in her front 1/3. I think it's a super high-quality female in this drive. And then the young lady's heifer in second. You know, this one's a little longer-sided, maybe doesn't have quite the depth and the dimension as we study her through her underline, maybe not quite as tidy in terms of her chest floor, but this one's really good at the ground. Big-footed, big-boned. This one's got a lot of width and dimension throughout that'll kind of pass on as we get that one in production. 2 very high quality females in that particular drive. Congratulations.
Testing. We start our heifer show with an outstanding pair of females. The young man, grown heifer, really the soggy, big-bodied heifer. Just lots of brood cow potential here. Heifer with a lot of spring depth and arch to her rib. Plenty full this morning, but heifer with just a lot of 3-dimensionality. Now the red heifer in second with the white marks is a heifer I like a lot. An extraordinarily elegant female. She's really extended, straight line, strong top, square hip, gets out and moves real free and easy. Just doesn't quite have as much 3rd dimension as the heifer in front of her. But there's a heifer with a tremendous amount of future. Be fun to see her next year as a big break. bred. Nice pair of females. Congratulations.
Results from Class 19 in your percentage Simmental show. First in First Kentucky goes to Anna McCord of Ewing, Kentucky with entry number 3380. And second Kentucky goes to Grayson Ruber of Georgetown, Kentucky with entry number 1788. We're now showing Class 20 early junior yearling heifers. Then in the Shorthorn ring, as we kick off the heifer show, your Class 35 results, junior heifer calves. First in First Kentucky goes to Lane McCall, who will also be your division champion. And second goes to Valley Vista Farms, that will also be your division reserve. We're now showing Class 40 senior heifer calves with 5 entries.
As we get a little deeper in the percent Simmental show, I think the quality keeps coming out here. Young lady is going to win this class. I really like this one. This one's got a lot of style and balance. You get this one stopped and parked. I really like the underline shape this one has. Really comes high out of the top side of her neck. Really fresh in terms of her design. Big-footed, big bone, gets around the ring adequately well today. Really square and neat in terms of overall dimension and design pattern. I really like the young man's heifer in second coming out next. A little more moderate in terms of her type and kind, and that's perfectly okay. I'd like to maybe just melt this one down, just take a little bit of condition off this one, freshen her up. I think this one gets a little bit more youthful and neater through her chest and neck. If we trim that one up a little bit, but that one's really good at the ground, showing a little bit of udder shape coming with the calf there. 2 high-quality females for those exhibitors. Congratulations.
Results from Class 20 in the percentage Simmental show. First in First Kentucky goes to Kyra Moore of Fountain Run, Kentucky with entry number 5354. And second Kentucky goes to 1696 Cheyenne Kaiser of Morning View, Kentucky. We're now showing Class 21 early junior yearling heifers with 1 entry.
We got another single entry over here on our percent Simmental side. I really like this young lady's heifer today. She's really tremendously stout in terms of her dimension. We can study this one down her top. She's really square and neat out of the top side of her shoulder. Really opens up in terms of a tremendous amount of muscularity and wideness of pins through her center body, through her center of her hip. She's really stout and powerful. You know, one that gets around the ring adequately. Maybe I want to just maybe give this one just a little bit more slope and angulation of that shoulder. Maybe clean her up in her chest floor ever so slightly. But that's a really stout featured dimensional female for that young lady. Congratulations.
In our early senior heifer calf class, really nice trio of females and really good pair. And the roan heifer that wins the class does so fairly handily. She's the higher performing, deeper ribbed, higher volume female heifer that's really straight and strong in her lines. Lots of balance and symmetry. A really elegant female. The red heifer in second follows her pretty easily. Not quite as much length of neck and front end, but a heifer that gets out and moves. She's a real long-bodied heifer. Perhaps has an advantage in terms of her stifle shape. A really nice female. It's not quite as big and extended as the heifer that wins the class. And the red heifer with white marks, slicker haired heifer that gets to be a little bit finer featured, doesn't quite have the overall style and presence that we found the class winner, but probably has the most natural muscle shape of the trio. Really nice set of females. Congratulations to both these exhibitors on top.
Results from Class 21 and the percentage Simmental show. First goes to Emma Cole of DeGraff, Ohio with entry number 7151. We're now showing for your division champion junior female. Also, results coming from Class 40 Senior Heifer Calves in the Shorthorn Show. First in First Kentucky goes to Cheyenne Kaiser of Morning View, Kentucky, entry number 1697. Second in Second Kentucky is Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky, with entry number 2482. And third is Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky, entry number 6674. And Cheyenne Kaiser was also your division champion, as well as Kentucky division champion, and reserve goes to Respite Farms in the senior heifer calf division. We're now showing Class 43 with summer yearling females with 2 entries.
As we get out here in the division for our Simmental Female Show, tremendously high quality division in this particular show out here today. I think all 4 of these class representatives have got a lot to offer in terms of the breed. Once we get those down in production, there's a lot of different ways you can go and generate really high quality offspring. Young lady out of the first class, this female is tremendous in terms of her squareness of design. She's really fresh in terms of her overall appearance. Probably the neatest and flattest in terms of her shoulder design. Really opens up to a nice center body cavity, one that's really dimensional out here. She's not the stoutest feature female out here in this drive, but I think she's got plenty of muscle shape and width and dimension throughout. Really high quality female that gets in contention in this drive. Young lady's heifer out of the second class, a bigger outline female, really stout featured, big footed, big bone, really wide in terms of her construction. She's not maybe quite as neat as the top side of her neck as compared to the heifers on either side of her, maybe not quite as tidy in terms of her chest, but this one's really dimensional, really stout, really rugged type female for this young lady. Young lady's heifer out of the third class, one that opens up with probably as much center body as anything we have out here. Really nice in her underline from her forerib to her flank. She's big-footed, big bone, gets around the ring exceptionally well. Nitpicking on this one, I maybe want to square up and just a nickel from hooks to pins, but I think this one's really angular in terms of overall build and design, one that gets in contention out here in this drive. And then the young lady out of the last class, as we talked, one of the stoutest featured females that we have out here, really nice in terms of her shape to her top line. Females I talked to in class, I want to maybe refine her in terms of that shoulder design, maybe I want to set her back in her knee ever so slightly, but a tremendously high quality female. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause in this division. I'll go out here and show you the 2 I like. Congratulations.
Nice duo of heifers here in our late summer yearling class. We start out, I think, really easily with a nice dark red female here. August heifer is really a deep rib, broody, deep flanked female. Lots of volume and capacity, a lot of brood cow potential. Still a real elegant fronted female. Gets out and moves real free and easy. I think she wins the class pretty handily. The strawberry roan heifer then coming in second. Really a lean, clean conditioned heifer. What you see is what you get. Not as much fit on this female, but still a structurally correct heifer that's got lots of balance, real deep flanked. We'll see the heifer back out here for division in a minute. Congratulations to both these young ladies.
And your junior champion female goes to Kyra Moore of Fountain Run, Kentucky, with entry number 5354. And your reserve junior champion female goes to Samantha Pico of Ewing, Kentucky, with entry number 2361. We now need all of those percentage Simmental division champions to show for grand champion female. And coming into the ring over on the Shorthorn side with class number 44, late spring yearling females with 4 entries.
Well, as we get to the conclusion of our percent semi show here today, man, I tell you what, the quality's been overwhelming out here. I think you guys around the ringside as breeders and exhibitors of these cattle, you ought to be tremendously proud of the excuse me, of the quality of cattle that you guys have brought out here today. It's been really, really good. All 6 of these females are awesome in their own right. They're all just a little bit differences, but you know, from the young man out of that first calf class, or excuse me, the first class division, those 2 females are simply awesome in that division. It'll be interesting to see how those 2 progress on down the road. But this young man that won that division, you know, she's simply elegant in terms of her design, really opened up in terms of her center rib shape to her, really square from hooks to pins, and you put that one in motion. She's extremely sound and agile off of both ends. You know, once she gets out here, she'll get a little lazy on you at times, maybe get just a little easy on that top line, but that female is tremendously high quality. There's a really good pair of baldy females in that middle division. Young lady's division winner out here. I really like this one in terms of her presence that this one has. Really fresh in terms of her condition. I love the youthfulness this heifer possesses while still maintaining a tremendous shape and curvature to her rib. She's tremendously deep. She's maybe the deepest female out here, and I really like the shape to underline. Really square in her terms of her overall build. Really athletic when we put this one in motion. You know, she could be just a little bit more opened up in terms of her forerib, but that's getting really picky on a high quality female. Then we get out of that last division. There were 2 extremely high quality females in there. The young lady's female that won that division, I love this one in terms of her angles. When you read this one at the ground, she's big footed, really set back in her knee, really got a nice shape to her hock. And when you start studying this female, she's probably one of the most dimensional females that we have out here while still maintaining a really fresh appearance. You know, females I talked to in class, you can square her up ever so slightly from hooks to pins, make her just a little bit wider in her pin set, but that's a super high quality female. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause. It's been a tremendous, tremendous percentage female show out here. I'll take another look at them. I'll show you the 2 I like out here today.
Really nice quartet of early summer yearling females here in the Shorthorn side. The white heifer, I think, wins the class fairly handily. She's really the clean conditioned, fresh appearing female, really the most feminine fronted. She's more well sculpted, the front 1/3 of her body. She's smoother in her shoulder, still heavier boned than the heifer that follows right behind her. A really long bodied extended heifer that's really soft in her middle. It gets to be quite a bit closer for me in the middle pair. On the one hand, I elected to use the heifer that I think is more feminine. She's slimmer necked, she's flatter shouldered, she's more maternal in her appearance. But having said that, she also gets to be a little frailer made and doesn't quite have the overall power that we found the heifer in third. The heifer in third, admittedly, is the bigger footed, heavier boned female. She's a stouter featured heifer that's really got more rib shape, but she gets to be a little shorter headed, a little quicker in her maturity, a little further along in her condition. Just like to make her a little leaner and more feminine featured. And then the big red heifer at the end is really a long-bodied extended female, a heifer that gets to be a little staler in her condition, a little tends to want to drop her pins and get a little bit rounder out over her hip when she gets out and moves, just like to give her a little bit more power. But a really long-bodied extended female. Congratulations to these 4 exhibitors.
Results from Class 44, late spring yearling females in the Shorthorn show. First and First Kentucky goes to Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky. Second and Second Kentucky goes to Liliana Portwood of Versailles, Kentucky. Third goes to Eli Thompson of Greensburg, Kentucky. And fourth goes to Davy Thompson of Campbellsville, Kentucky. We're now showing for intermediate champion female. Also on the Percentage Simmental show, congratulations to your grand champion female as well as Kentucky grand champion female, Kyra Moore of Fountain Run, Kentucky, with entry number 5354, Harker's Trixie 0105 L128. And your reserve grand champion female goes to Bella Snediger of Mount Sterling, Kentucky, with entry number 6787, WFS Miss Laney 378L.
Testing. Real nice pair of heifers here for our summer yearling intermediate champion, red heifer and the white heifer. And I'm going to use the red heifer, the younger female. She's more voluptuous, a deeper ribbed, wider sprung, higher volume female. Just has more internal volume and calf carrying capacity. Heifer that's bigger footed, stouter featured, has more power. Still very stylish and elegant. I think she wins the division pretty handily. And we'll bring this second for reserve.
Congratulations to your intermediate champion female. It goes to Kelly Hinderlitter of Albion, Illinois, with entry number 4002. The second of that class, Lila Johnson, with back tag number 53. Please enter the ring. Now showing in the percentage Simmental show, we have Class 39 early summer yearling bulls with 2 entries. These will also be your grand and reserve bull after the conclusion of this class.
Okay, all right, for reserve, we're going to use the white heifer that is just really stylish and eye-appealing, lots of balance and symmetry, a heifer that gets it's real free and easy. She, I think, fits into reserve hole real well. Congratulations, this young lady. And now we have to pick a third because we need a reserve for Kentucky, so we'll bring the second place heifer in from the older or younger class.
Congratulations to your intermediate reserve champion, Shorthorn female, and also your grand champion, Kentucky, for that division, Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky, with entry number 2484. If we could have Liliana Portwood of Versailles and enter the ring, please, for contention of reserve Kentucky. Congratulations to your reserve Kentucky intermediate division female, Liliana Portwood of Versailles, Kentucky, with entry number 6196. We should now have Class 47 early spring yearling females entering the ring with 3 entries.
Well, back over on our Simmental side, we've only got 2 entries out here in the bull show, and they both happen to be in the same division. So I'm going to tell you kind of how I see them out here, and then go show you the one I like the best to win this particular bull show. Young lady standing in the first hole here. I think this one's tremendously good in terms of his foot and bone work. Big-footed, big bone. He's got some muscularity to him. Really long in terms of his length of side. Really nice in terms of his curvatures, his rib. A bull that's just really well put together out here. If you want to change him and maybe want to drop him down in his flank ever so slightly, maybe you can give him just a little bit more width from stifle to stifle. But that's a really high-quality bull for that young lady. The young man in the second hole here. This is a really sound, athletic built bull. Really strong from hooks to spins. He's got a nice shape to his center part of his stifle. A bull that maybe I want to just refine him in terms of his chest design. Maybe I want to drop him down a little bit in terms of his underlying design. I really like the testicular development this young man's bull has. But I think very 2 high-quality bulls. Let's give exhibitors a big round of applause, and I'll go show you how I like him out here in the Percent Bull Show today. Congratulations.
And congratulations to Riley Martin of Taylorsville, Kentucky, with your grand champion percentage Simmental bull with entry number 6174, JT-MF Rewired. And your reserve goes to Tyler Lundy of Springfield, Kentucky, with entry number 4521. And that should conclude the percentage Simmental show today, and after the calculations, we'll announce your premier breeder and exhibitor.
Well, this is probably the most challenging class I've had today. I'm going to start with the big gray roan female and start out by saying I wish she was a whole lot leaner than she is. But she's the real deep-bodied, wide-sprung, high-volume female. She sure could be a lot fresher and leaner in her appearance, but she's still the biggest, stoutest featured heifer with the most internal volume and capacity. I just wish she was fresher. Heifer behind her is a good deal fresher, but she gets to be shorter necked and straighter shouldered, doesn't have as much depth of flank. I really like the overall youthfulness and juvenileness that this heifer possesses. I just need to see more brood cow potential here. But another real nice female. And the red heifer that is in third hole, a real long-bodied extended heifer. Again, the heifer that's kind of intermediate in terms of her condition between the other two. Just like to make her a little bigger in her kind, a little square out over her hip. But another real nice, useful female. Congratulations to these exhibitors on a nice trio of females.
And your results from Class 47 Early Spring Yearling Females. Your class winner is also your division champion, and Kentucky division champion goes to Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky, with entry number 1587. And your reserve division champion, both in Kentucky as well, Josie Fitzgerald of Eminence, Kentucky, with entry number 2347. And third in that class goes to Lakin Martin of Hillsborough, Kentucky. We should now have Class 50 junior yearling heifers entering the ring with 3 entries.
Testing. All right, well, this is another really difficult trio of heifers to sort. The strawberry roan heifer that wins the class does so because she's just by far the soundest. She's the freest wheeling, easiest moving, softest hitting heifer in the lineup. Really, heifer is straight and strong in her top. I'd like to make her longer, more extended in the front 1/3 of her body, but she wins the class on her soundness. The beautiful white roan heifer in second is sure the big, powerful female. I really love her when she's standing, but she's just really favoring her left hind foot today, and I just can't get her up over the sound heifer. But she has more angle to her shoulder. She's longer and more extended up the front end. She's really well chiseled and sexier fronted. I just need her to move a little easier. And the white heifer in third is a really good, that's the best third place heifer we'll have today. She's really nice. But she gets to be really tight right here in the top of her back when she gets out and moves. She kind of wants to pop her spine, and she just gets to be a little tighter and less athletic as she gets out and moves. But there's a heifer with a lot of natural width dimension, a lot of natural thickness, a real deep-sided, deep-flanked female. Really a nice trio of heifers for all these exhibitors. Congratulations.
Results from Class 50 Junior Yearling Females. First in First Kentucky goes to Lane McCall of Eminence, Kentucky with entry number 3666. Second in Second Kentucky goes to Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky, entry number 1586. And third goes to Hannah Cruz of Richmond, Kentucky. Now entering the ring is Class 51 Senior Yearling Females with 2 entries.
Real nice pair of senior yearlings here to wind up our class with. We're going to leave them and stand this way. The dark red heifer, the younger heifer, is really a stylish, eye-appealing female heifer with a lot of angle to her shoulder. She's really shoots her neck out, ties it in real high on the top. Long-bodied heifer, real square in her hip. Real deep in her flank. She's going to calve at 25 months of age. That works for me. The roan heifer in second. Appreciate this heifer is going to calve at 23 months. She's certainly further along in her gestation period. Not quite the length of body or extension that we found. Not quite the overall style and balance, but a real productive appearing female. Lots of depth and arch in her rib. Really deep and loose in her flank. Nice pair of females for these exhibitors. Congratulations.
Results from Class 51 Senior Yearling Females. First in First Kentucky goes to Nate Martin of Hillsborough, Kentucky with entry number 6641. Second in Second Kentucky goes to Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky with entry number 6675. All right, as we move into our grand drive for the Shorthorn show, from your junior heifer calf division, grand goes to Lane McCall. From your senior heifer calf division, we have Cheyenne Kaiser. From your summer yearling division, intermediate champion female, we have Kelly Hinderlitter of Albion, Illinois. From early spring champion female, we have Ben Wilson with entry number 1587. Your junior yearling female, we have back tag number 68, Lane McCall. And from your senior yearling female, we have back tag number 69, Nate Martin. And to finalize the Percentage Simmental show this morning, your premier exhibitor goes to Kyra Moore, and your premier breeder goes to Riley Martin. Kyra Moore, your premier exhibitor banner from the Percentage Simmental show is located at the announcer's table in Broadbent.
Okay, let's have a nice hand for these exhibitors and the programs that brought these cattle to us. Nice set of heifers. We start out down here with the calf, a real stylish, eye-appealing female that's huge-bodied. She has the biggest rib cage of any heifer here in the lineup. Really deep-ribbed, deep-flanked, lots of volume and capacity. Heifer in second, the gray roan heifer, is sure the stylish, eye-appealing looker in the group. Really, really extended. She's the really sexy-fronted, long-top, square-hipped heifer. Just lots of balance and symmetry. Not quite as much bone and power as the heifers that's right behind her, but really a stylish, elegant, feminine female. The summer yearling heifer, the red heifer behind her, really a moderate three-dimensional female that's really functional and really fault-free. Heifer that's really, really uniform in her depth of body, lots of swoop to that belly and rib cage, really good in her hip and her hind leg, presents just a really, really good profile. The roan heifer here, the March heifer, the gray roan heifer next. Again, the deepest, most powerful female. Really, really broody, like to make her a little fresh. The January heifer coming out next, the strawberry roan heifer. Not as much depth of flank probably as I'd like, and maybe I'd like to make her just a nickel's worth longer fronted. But there's a real fresh, youthful, juvenile female that's real functional, fault-free. And the senior yearling heifer on the end, again, a very, very moderate female, really structurally correct, a real sound, moving heifer, not many holes in her. It's certainly been my privilege to be here today and sort through these cattle. I didn't know until yesterday that this opportunity would avail itself to me. I certainly appreciate the State Fair and the Kentucky Shorthorn Association opportunity to do so. And I do want to close with one thought. 1975 was a really good year for two reasons. I graduated high school that year, and Faye Getzelman was the Illinois Shorthorn Queen, and I'm glad that she came out of retirement today to help with the banners and the queenly duties. So now she's back to grandmother stuff. So anyway, congratulations. Thank you very much. I'm going to use the summer yearling heifer for your champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to your grand champion Shorthorn female at the 2024 Kentucky State Fair, Kelly Hinderlitter from Albion, Illinois, with SL Jane 2308. Excuse me. Kelly Hinderlitter. And your reserve champion, as well as your Kentucky grand champion, goes to Cheyenne Kaiser of Morning View, Kentucky, with MM Pat DM 95L. And your reserve grand champion Kentucky Shorthorn goes to Nate Martin of Hillsborough, Kentucky, with S/N Max Rosa 2210 ET. We're now showing Class 60 in the Shorthorn Show. Group of 2 females. There should be 2 entries. And results from Class 60, your group of 2 females in the Shorthorn show. First and First Kentucky goes to Respite Farm of Paris, Kentucky. Second and Second Kentucky goes to Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky. And in Class 61, group of 2 bulls, First and First Kentucky goes to Nolan Crow of Tompkinsville, Kentucky. And then Class 62, your Super Cow goes to Ben Wilson of Sharpsburg, Kentucky. And we will be taking a 10-minute break in between the Shorthorn and Shorthorn Plus shows to take some backdrop pictures. And we're now starting the Shorthorn Plus show, a Class 4 early spring bull calves with one entry.
We start our Shorthorn Plus show with our bulls, and we have an April bull calf. Really a long spine calf, really smooth and flat in his shoulder. Like to give him more angle to his shoulder, make him deeper flanked and a little stouter featured. But there's a real long-bodied extended calf. We'll see him again out here for champion.
Results from Class 4. First and First Kentucky Proud goes to Addie Mae Williams of Elizabethtown, Kentucky with entry number 7070. She will also be your division champion.
Really nice April yearling here. Really a big-footed, stout-featured, sound-moving guy. Really structurally correct. Lots of depth of body. High-performing. Really good, good condition. Still a really long-fronted, shouldered, square hip calf. We'll see him again out here for champion. Really, really nice calf. Congratulations.
Results from Class 18 early spring yearling bulls. First goes to Avea Ennis of Martinsville, Indiana. She will also be your division champion. We are now showing Class 22 senior yearling bull with one entry.
We end up our bull show here with a November senior yearling red calf. Comes to us in his working clothes. Again, a real well-sculpted bull about his dewlap and throat latch. Like to make him square in his hip and probably a little further along in his condition, but a big-footed, stout-featured individual.
Results from Class 22 senior yearling bull goes to Addie Mae Williams of Elizabethtown, Kentucky with entry number 5843. We now need all three of those division champions to show for Grand and Reserve Champion bull.
The black bull goes in between them. Go ahead and walk, that's fine. Now for your champion Shorthorn Plus bull, we're going to use the black bull in the middle. He's the real masculine, athletic individual, the big-footed, stout-featured, robust bull. He's the high-performing bull with the highest apparent weight per day of age. Really a long-bodied, extended bull that's really square in his hip. You get behind him and he has the most muscle expression through his stifle and down in his lower quarter. I think he wins pretty handily. Congratulations, this young lady. And for reserve, we'll use the bull calf. Certainly a real youthful juvenile bull. I see more apparent growth potential in him than in the senior yearling, and he'll be your reserve. Congratulations.
And your grand champion bull goes to Avea Ennis of Martinsville, Indiana. And then your reserve goes to Addie Mae Williams. That'll also be your Kentucky grand champion. And then Addie Mae Williams will also have your Kentucky reserve champion bull. We're now showing Class 31 early spring heifer calves with 1 entry.
Okay, we start at our Shorthorn Plus heifer show with an April heifer named Martha, and she wins the class pretty handily. The young lady does a really, really nice job with her heifer that has a lot of natural width and dimension. Still real feminine featured female, but a heifer with a lot of spring and arch to her rib. Get behind her, and she has a lot of natural thickness. She wins the class pretty handily. We'll see her out here later in the champion drive. Congratulations. Let's give this young lady a nice hand.
Results from Class 31. Your first Kentucky goes to Eli Thompson of Greensburg, Kentucky with entry number 6659. We now need Class 32 early spring heifer calves with 1 entry.
Another single entry. This is a March heifer, heifer with a huge, huge rib cage. Heifer that's extraordinarily uniform in her depth of body from front to rear. She's really deep and soft and loose in her flank and soggy. Heifer that's really, really fancy fronted, gets out and takes a long, far-reaching stride. Just presents a very, very eye-appealing silhouette. We'll see her again here in the champion drive. Congratulations, nice female.
Results from Class 32 early spring heifer calves. First goes to Abby Bratcher from Elizabeth, Indiana, with entry number 5952. We're now need both of those class champions to go ahead and show for early spring heifer calf division.
Okay, this is our division, Owen. Okay, for champion, I'm going to use the solid black heifer. Really a really deep rib, high volume female with lots of brood cow potential. Still presents a beautiful, well-balanced profile. I think she wins pretty handily. Young lady's heifer, the white stock-and-footed heifer, will be reserved. Heifer that excels in terms of natural thickness. Probably if they were the same age would be a bigger footed female. She'll be reserved today. Congratulations to both these young ladies. Let's give them a nice hand.
Congratulations to your division champion, Abby Bratcher from Elizabeth, Indiana, with entry number 5952. And your reserve division champion, as well as Kentucky division champion, goes to Eli Thompson from Greensburg, Kentucky, with entry number 6659. We now need Class 36 junior heifer calves, and this will be a single entry as well as division champion.
Testing. Single entry here in our January female class. This winner and a division. Heifer that's really, really nicely balanced and symmetrical. Like to make her bigger footed and stouter featured, but there's a heifer that's really deep in her forerib, carries her depth back very uniformly into her center and rib and flank. Get behind her, and she's really big in her stifle. Gets out and moves pretty free and easily. We'll see her later in the champion drive. Congratulations.
Congratulations to your junior heifer calf champion as well as Kentucky champion, Hadley Wilson of Nicholasville, Kentucky, with entry number 3580. Now we need class number 39 with winter heifer calves with one entry.
Nice red November winter heifer calf, a heifer that really is really long from nose to tail, heifer that's got lots of depth of side, presents a really good profile, like again to make her a little stouter featured and bigger footed, maybe make her a little wider at her pins, but there's a real elegant female that's really feminine fronted, really long and slim in her neck and smooth and flat in her shoulder.
Congratulations to your senior heifer calf champion as well as Kentucky champion in that division, Liliana Portwood of Versailles, Kentucky, with entry number 6198. We now need class number 43 summer yearling females with one entry.
This August late summer heifer could sure stand a lot more competition. A real stylish female. Like to give her just a little more angle to her shoulder and sculpt her dewlap out just a little bit. But there's a real balanced, stylish, eye-appealing female. Really, really good in her top and her hip. Just perfectly made and designed in her hind leg. And lots of swoop to her belly. Gets back and be really soft and deep in her flank. We'll see her out again. This heifer could stand a lot more competition. Congratulations to this young lady.
Congratulations to your intermediate champion female, Kelly Hinderleiter from Albion, Illinois, with entry number 4003. Now showing we have Class 47, early spring yearling females with 3 entries.
Interesting trio of heifers. The brown tinged heifer that I'm starting with is certainly the most three-dimensional. She's the biggest top, the biggest based heifer, the biggest ended, and you get behind her and she certainly has the most spring and arch to her rib, the most internal volume and capacity. I'd like to make her free her up and give her just a little bit more mobility, but she's still the stylish, eye-appealing heifer with the most balance. The black heifer in second, really a long-bodied female. She's probably smoother in her shoulder. She's a little more angular in her overall design. Doesn't quite have as much style and balance as we found in the class winner, but really a deep rib, soft-made heifer that's really deep and loose in her flank. Just needs I'd like to make her a little stouter featured, a little more heavy, a little heavier in her skeleton. And the red and white Shorthorn marked heifer in third position, heifer that gives up a little size and scale and performance, gets to be a little finer and frailer featured, but a heifer that's really long-bodied, soft-made, and especially well sculpted about the front 1/3.
Results from Class 47, early spring yearling females. Your class winner as well as division champion goes to Brooklyn Thomas of Brandenburg, Kentucky, with entry number 5097. Second in reserve in that division goes to Lindy Kaiser of Morning View, Kentucky, with entry number 1692. And third to Hadley Wilson of Nicholasville, Kentucky. Now showing is Class 50, junior yearling females, and this is a single entry and will be division.
Single entry in our January junior yearling class, a heifer that's kind of on the small side of moderate, a real long-bodied female. I'd like to give her a little more angle to her shoulder, just bigger, a little bigger framed and higher performing, but real nice female. We'll see her again for champion.
Congratulations to your division champion, junior yearling female, Davy Thompson of Campbellsville, Kentucky, with entry number 4547. We're now showing Class 51 senior yearling females with one entry.
And we end our heifer show with another single entry, a senior yearling female, a larger framed, longer bodied, more extended heifer, heifer that I'd like to see a little further along in gestation, and that would make her deeper in her flank. Female that really has a lot of balance, and she's really square in her hip and straight in her lines. Like to give her just a bit more angle to her shoulder, but otherwise a real fault-free female. We'll see her again out here for champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to senior yearling female champion Hadley Wilson of Nicholasville, Kentucky, with entry number 3578. Now showing is class number 54, cow-calf pair with one entry. Attention in the barn. This is a 30-minute notice for the beginning of the Red Angus show at 2:30 this afternoon.
Okay, and we wind up with one cow-calf pair, a 2-year-old female and an April bull calf, obviously coming in their working clothes. Female that's doing a nice job raising a calf, real slim in her neck, real flat and smooth in her shoulder. Calf is really structurally correct, really well balanced, symmetrical, good in his lines. Like to see a little, both of the pairs have a little more condition and be a little more bloom. But nice pair. Congratulations.
We're now showing for your grand champion Shorthorn Plus female, so if all those division champions, please make their way to the ring.
Okay, we come out with a nice lineup here of Shorthorn Plus females for our grand drive. The March heifer calf that starts off at this end, really a stylish, eye-appealing, eye-catching female. She is by far the deepest rib, the deepest in her flank. You get behind her, and I truly do believe that in relation to her frame and for her size, she probably has the most swoop and arch to her belly. A real feminine featured Angusy type female, really well sculpted about the front end, heifer that's really sound. The heifer behind her gets to be a little bit more moderate, heifer that has more natural width and dimension, strong in her top, but doesn't have as much stoutness of feature, heaviness of skeleton. The red heifer behind her is a really long-bodied, extended female, really feminine in her front 1/3 and flat and smooth in her shoulder. Gets to be a it's pinched in her pins, doesn't quite have the overall squareness of hip that we'd find in the two heifers that precede her, but she's a later maturing, bigger frame female. The August heifer coming out next, again, the heifer with probably the most presence, heifer that's really stylish and square made, really good in her top and her hip and her hind leg. I'd like to set her back a little bit in her shoulder. She gets to be a little more perpendicular and upright in her shoulder, needs to be back a little bit at the knee, and again, this heifer could be bigger footed, have more softness to her pastern and stouter featured. But there's a real stylish, eye-appealing heifer, exceptionally well presented. Young lady does a nice job with her. Heifer that follows her is the big, stout-featured, robust female, probably the furthest along in her condition today. She's the big-ended, heavy skeleton female, lots and lots of volume and capacity. Like to make her just a little more feminine featured, a little stronger topped. The January heifer coming out next, probably the slowest growing heifer, the smallest weight per day of age, heifer that gets to be a little straighter in her shoulder, but a heifer that otherwise is really on the small side of moderate, but otherwise is a real good commercially oriented female. And the senior yearling heifer at the winds up the yearling heifers, gets to be one of the bigger framed heifers, heifer with extremely long-bodied, really a long-hipped heifer that straps from hip to hock a longer, more expandable muscle pattern. Like to see her further along in her gestation, a little deeper flanked. And we wind up with a year-old cow-calf pair. For champion, I'm going to use the youngest heifer. Congratulations. And then we're going to go to the August heifer, and she'll be reserve. You're having a good day. Congratulations.
We need to pick 2 Kentucky. Everybody stay. We got to get 2 Kentucky.
Okay. All right, you come out. You come out. All right, heifer will beat you.
Let's congratulate our grand champion Shorthorn Plus female at the 2024 Kentucky State Fair, Abby Bratcher of Elizabeth, Indiana, with Bratcher Mona Lisa 240. Your reserve overall goes to Kelly Hinderleiter of Albion, Illinois, with SL Iris 2311. Your grand champion Kentucky Proud goes to Brooklyn Thomas of Brandenburg, Kentucky, with Ghana Pearl 3130 ET. And your reserve Kentucky Shorthorn Plus goes to Liliana Portwood of Versailles, Kentucky, with BT Hazel's Red Queen. And that concludes our Shorthorn Plus show today. And this is a 20-minute reminder for those Red Angus exhibitors.